Hey guys, this is Nathan, and you asked for HermitPack, so we're gonna have some HermitPack today. So I am in the deep dark doing some mining with my Terra Shatterer, looking for these guys, Certus Quartz ore. So Applied Energistics 2 was added to the pack some time back, and I had gone around doing a little bit of exploring for meteors, but we need a lot of Certus Quartz ore. Now I've been mining here a little ways, not real far, but I've gotten 17 Certus Quartz ore so far. Now I need to find some of the charged Certus Quartz still, and I'm going to keep digging for a while until I find that. Now I'm just one layer below the open area of the deep dark, and there's Certus Quartz reasonably good here. The trouble is I am down to my last mana tablet, and it is disappearing quickly. So unfortunately, and that's no good either, but unfortunately I may have to do some stuff with mana generation again, and yeah, I don't really want to have to do that. But it looks like I have a little bit of water to deal with here, and a zombie. Always love those guys. Oh, that's the squid. I wonder what on earth I was hearing. So, yep. I need to gather up a lot of this Certus Quartz, so I am going to continue hunting for this stuff. And actually, there's one right there. So, go ahead and turn that down. Oh, there's more of it. And this, I'm sorry, this is really dark right now. Let's brighten things up a little. So, there we go. So, yep, we have some Certus Quartz that we're getting. We'll keep searching for this stuff, and I guess when we have a decent amount, I'll come back. We'll start taking a look at Applied Energistics. So I was about ready to head back to the base because we do have quite a bit of Certus Quartz ore, but I thought I would use up the last of the mana for my Terra Shatterer, and I started mining a tunnel down at the bottom of the world, right above the portal, or right below the portal. And I got down here and there was some lava, so I was like, yeah, why not? We'll mine some obsidian. So I started mining obsidian with my Terra Shatterer, and the first thing that I found out was that, yes, the Terra Shatterer does mine obsidian, and it does mine it in the large area that the Terra Shatterer operates in. Well, then I poured down some lava, or some water to obsidianize the lava, and I broke some blocks, and it broke the obsidian right along with them. So we have a really fast way to mine obsidian now. So all that we have to do is place down a block and then mine it, and it will take the obsidian right next to it. So we have this little patch of obsidian to mine. So what I do is I leave 3 blocks in front of me, place a stone block on the 4th one, and then break that stone block. Now that will chop a line through the obsidian. Then I take and place a stone block in between the obsidian, break that one, and it will break the entire 7x7 area because, yeah, my Terra Shatterer is rank S now. So that's pretty good. We're going to be getting tons of obsidian really fast here. But, yeah, I'm going to keep digging here for a little bit, see how much diamond ore I can get before I run out of mana, which we're getting really close. We're down to just a little bit on 2 mana tablets. So I'm going to dig out a little bit more obsidian, and I'll meet you guys back at the base. So I just fortuned all the diamond ore that I had, and yeah, we got a fair amount of diamonds out of that. So we also got a fair amount of obsidian from the obsidian mining that I was doing. We have 27,000 obsidian now. I'm at a loss. But we have a large amount of this Certus quartz ore, and I was checking on the ways to best utilize this ore. And what it looks like is there's several ways to deal with this. Of course, we could fortune this stuff, and we'd get a few items. We can get 2 dust from an engineer's hammer. We can get 2 from an immersive engineering crusher. We can get a crystal and a dust from an industrial grinder from Industrial Craft 2. Or we can get 2 dust from a regular grinder. The crusher from actually additions gives us 2 dust. Quartz grindstone gives us a chance of 2 dust. That's really bad. Now this is where it gets good. The enrichment chamber gives us 4 dust. Well, we already have the enrichment chamber set up, and this is the best way to do it. Now the sag mill, not so much, but the enrichment chamber we get 4 dust. Now this dust, what we can do with it is combine it with sand to get our quartz seeds, and these will slowly grow in a puddle of water into pure crystals. The other thing that we can do is run these back through an enrichment chamber and turn them into the crystals if we need that. But so yeah, we can use sand to double this again. So every one of these ore will give us 8 pure crystals. And that sounds like a really good deal to me. So if we come over here, I don't remember which one's the enrichment factory. This one. Okay, we want to make sure that this is not outputting anywhere. It's outputting to the top currently, so let's turn that off. And we'll throw in a little bit of this Certus quartz ore. Now you can see we're getting quite a bit here. So there we go. So 1 stack of the quartz ore gives us 4 stacks of the quartz dust. Now if we come over here, grab some sand, which, yeah, look at some of the resources that I have. That is insane. So now we can make 8 stacks of these quartz seeds, and apparently I have a little bit of dust in the system already. Okay, so now what we do with these, and I haven't checked yet, we should have the growth, if I can spell, growth accelerators. These guys. Crystal growth accelerators, Fluix blocks, so we're going to have to actually kind of work our way up to these. So what I'm going to do instead, we have a bucket of water on us. We're going to go, actually I think we have a puddle outside already. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this little puddle here, and then we are going to queue out all of our quartz seeds into that. Now slowly over time, and I think I forgot my magnet. Let's take that off. But so slowly over time, these things will grow up. You can see they all have a 0.0% now. And I think it's probably going to take about an hour or so for these to grow up. So I'm going to go ahead and just sit here AFK, take a look at a few other things, and wait for these crystals to grow up, because pretty much almost anywhere that we can use the regular crystals, man, I'm having a hard time here today. Pretty much anywhere that we can use the regular Certus quartz crystals, we can also use these pure Certus quartz crystals. Now we're also going to need to be doing the same thing with nether quartz crystals and some of the Fluix crystals, which we have to make Fluix dust for that. And I think that we can... How do we make Fluix dust? We can only make it by crushing the crystals. And the crystals, you drop a charged Certus quartz, nether quartz, and a redstone dust in a puddle, and it'll give you 2 of them. Well, we only have 24 of the charged Certus quartz, so we're also going to have to look at making a charger from Applied Energistics. So I'm going to let a bunch of this stuff do its thing, and I'll be back when we're ready to start doing some more stuff in Applied Energistics. So I've been waiting for about 3 hours, and yeah, these things are still only at about 28%. So it looks like just in a regular puddle, these guys would probably take in the order of 12 hours to turn into pure crystals. Well, I don't want to wait that long, so we are going to be setting up a crystal growth accelerator. So in order to do that, we need to make some Fluix crystals, and for that we need charged Certus quartz. Now, like I said, we have 24 of these charged Certus quartz ore, and yeah, we're gonna need that to make a charger so that we can continue on with what we're doing. Now, I happen to have my old iron hammer with Fortune 3 on me, and so we should be able to mine this stuff pretty fast. So there we go. Shocking. So that gave us, what, a stack and a half of charged Certus quartz? Not too bad. So we're going to go ahead and head down here and make up a charger, and then the rest of this we're going to set as Fluix crystal. So we're going to start out here, and we need... Oh, wait, we need to actually make Fluix crystals. So we need some redstone, and we'll make 1 stack, I think. And then we need nether quartz, which we have plenty of that. Let's go back up to our little puddle in the ground. And we just drop this stuff in here, and fairly quickly it will turn into... why did I pick that back up so quickly? But fairly quickly it will turn into Fluix crystals. Now, I believe we get 2 for each, so we should have 2 stacks now. Yep. So we have 2 stacks of those. Eventually we will probably be grinding a bunch of those up, combining them with sand, and running them through the crystal growth accelerator so that we can duplicate that. But so we're going to go ahead and make the charger. Now, I believe this thing just needs power from a regular power source. It doesn't need the ME power. So if we come down here, where do we have? There's a power cable. And if I remember right, also, there's a special way that you have to set this up. I think it has to come in from the bottom, but I don't remember for sure. But yeah, that's going to be kind of an interesting one to figure out. Let's go ahead and head up here into the power room, because we have cables that we can set this on here. So if we set this up here, yeah, there, now it has power. Now if I set in a regular Certus quartz, yeah, that is showing, and there it's already powered. So we will be able to very easily automate the production of these charged Certus quartz, and that can be done with hoppers. I believe Ender IO conduits can do it, and definitely the ME stuff can do it. But we do have to have some type of a filter system to remove the charged Certus from it, because otherwise the item, the regular Certus, will just get pulled right out immediately. But so we have our Fluix crystals now, so now we can make our growth accelerators. So these guys take blocks of Fluix crystal and the ME glass cable. Now the ME glass cable takes quartz fiber cable. We have a whole bunch of our Certus quartz. And you know what? I don't want to use the Certus quartz for that. We have so much nether quartz that I think we're going to use this stuff. Now, I think we can just run this through our mechanism grinder or crusher. Yes, okay, so we'll go ahead and take this over here and crush this stuff. And once again, we're going to have to make sure that we have this set for no output. because if we have an output, it's going to run it into the enriching factory, and that will just turn it right back into crystals. Why are you not working? Okay. It does show the uses on this crusher. Nether quartz dust. Well, something's not working properly there. Well, I guess for now we'll just use some of the Certus quartz just to make this thing. So we'll make one recipe here. That'll be good enough. Then we need some of the Fluix crystals. And actually, I think we're going to drop most of those in there. So that will make us 12 ME glass cable. And then we need some blocks. I guess it only takes 4 of these. It takes 8 of the other ones. So to make each one of these, we need one of those. We also need some quartz glass. Well, I think we want to make 5 of these, so let's go ahead and make 5 blocks. Quartz glass, we're going to need 10 of those. We're going to drop the rest of this dust in here. So there's that, and then we need these guys. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I don't remember if we need a controller to power these, or if we can just hook power directly to them, but we're going to go ahead and make the controller anyway. So the ME controller, that's refined storage. Here's the... no, where... all these blocks looking the same. Let's go ahead and take a look at Applied Energistics. So what happened to the Applied Energistics controller? Let's try controller here now. Oh, okay, it's gray. That's why. So we do have to have the pure Fluix crystals for that. Well, let's hope that this thing can just run off of regular power then. So I want to check. Do I have... I can't think of what those... dimensional transceiver... Yes, I have a few of these. Okay. So we'll take one of those for power. We'll take some conduits. Those should be good enough. And we're going to go ahead and set these up here. So I'm going to use the same puddle. No big deal there. So one here. There. There and there. And then one underneath. So now, if I remember correctly, these guys only function when power is coming in from the bottom. And this will be the telltale thing. If we can hook these conduits in here, no. So I think we do need the controller to actually make this work. So I guess I will drop these guys back in there. And waiting for this is going to be a major pain, but I guess I have to do it sometimes. So I will wait some more for this, and I'll be back sometime. And after 12 hours of AFK, I have 8.5 stacks of pure Certus quartz crystals and almost 2 stacks of pure Fluix crystals. So we should have pretty much anything that we need to make these first few steps into Applied Energistics. Now, another thing that I did while I was waiting for those crystals to grow was I cleaned up my inventory, made a few more bags, and yeah, we've got pretty good organization here now. We've got our tools, torches, and food, and this is nothing but torches and food now. We've got some armor, Botania stuff, all of the wands, bees, dirt and grass, and stone. So that makes all of that really nice and clean. We also have a second Enderlink bag, and that actually is linked into the bees system over in our forestry factory. But yeah, that's always good to have organization. Keeps the inventory a lot neater and cleaner. But what we're going to do now, we are going to try to get that controller now. And once again, the thing eludes me. There it is. So we need to make engineering processors. Well, to do that, we need to make an inscriber. So the inscriber right here, pretty simple to make. And now that we have some pure Fluix crystals, we shouldn't have any issue there, but I don't want to use that one. So Fluix, we'll use one of those, and then we need sticky pistons. Okay, well, let's go ahead and make up a couple of sticky pistons, and then we'll make this again. There we go. Okay, so there's an inscriber. Now, the inscriber, I believe, just needs power. It doesn't need it in any special way, and so I suppose what I'm going to do, I'm just going to break our thing here. Oh, I thought there was a power supply there. Never mind. So where do we have a power supply? I guess we can come down here. Maybe. Let's go in the power generation room, I guess. And of course, this is just going to be temporary. So if we place down our inscriber here, now that should have power. Now we just need to get that processor. So we needed this one. So we need a diamond with an engineering press. Now, what do we have for presses in here? We do have an engineering press. Now, all of these presses are craftable, which is a good thing. So we'll need that. We will also need some silicone and a silicone press, which, oddly enough, we have that one. And then we'll need some redstone. So we'll go ahead and get this. Now this is going to take just a little bit to run through, but we just put in our inscriber press, we put in our item. One at a time, they go through here. It's a pain to automate these, but it can be done. So I'm going to make 2 of these just because. Alright, so then we get the silicon. Same thing again. So make up 2 of those. And then we will drop our printed silicone, circuit, and redstone. And I think... oh, wait, no, that works. I was thinking those had to be the other way around, but... okay, so there's one. Apparently it doesn't care what sequence it's in. So there we go. 2 engineering processors. That should be what we need to make our controller now. So the Skystone, we have a bunch of that, but I don't know if we have the smooth or the blocks. So no, we don't. Okay, so let's look up Skystone. Yeah, we have quite a bit of that. So I think we have to cook this stuff to get that. So let's see here. Yep, Skystone in a furnace will give us that. So this should be really quick. We can bring this over here and toss it into our elite smelter. And before I even get back over there, that should be full. So now if we look up our Skystone, yeah, we have plenty already. So there's our controller. Alright, we are getting somewhere. So now we should be able to take this controller and place it down here next to these growth accelerators. And if we grab the dimensional transceiver, where did I put the dimensional transceiver? I may have set it back into the system. Yep, looks like I did. So if we place this now next to the controller, we will be powering a few of these growth accelerators. So we'll drop this here, we'll set this to power Nathan's power. We're going to add that. Oh, it's already set to receive Nathan's power. We're not getting any power into there though. I wonder, we might have to, and actually here I need to grab a mana tablet so that we don't damage our Terra Shatterer. We might have to put a power conduit there. So let's go ahead and try that. So conduit, grab one of our enhanced conduits, and hopefully this will work. So if we drop this here, still not getting any power. Ah, active with signal, there we go. So if we go always active, now you can see these guys are online. Now the rest of them are offline because they are not connected via the cables, but we can make more cables pretty easily, connect these guys up. So that will make our crystal growth really, really fast now. And in fact, I think with all 5 of these accelerators running, instead of the 8 to 12 hours that it took first time around, these guys will take something like 2 minutes. So it's quite an acceleration on the crystal growth. But I think what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to go check and see what the length of the episode looks like, and I'll be back in a little bit. So I have the entire device online for the crystal growth accelerator. These nether quartz seeds have been in there for maybe about 30 seconds, and already we are at 55%. So yeah, this goes incredibly fast, and that is just great. Now, one thing that I keep forgetting to do all the time is pulling off my ring of magnetization whenever I do this stuff, and so that kind of becomes a little bit of a problem. You can see already these are up to their 3rd growth stage. It won't take long at all, and they will be fully grown. And yeah, we've got tons and tons of the nether quartz crystals now. So this is going to be one thing that we're definitely going to have to set up some type of automation for, because I don't want to have too much of these crystals in the system, but at the same time, yeah, well, maybe we won't bother with automation. Maybe we'll just set them up individually. But you can see already those are completely grown. Yeah, so much for the 12-hour thing. But yeah, we're going to be hopefully getting a new storage system set up here coming up real soon. So I think that will probably be what we're going to be working on in the next episode, because we're out of time for today. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been doing or anything like that, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye. Wait. Bye. Ha! Emotes.